John 9:18 through 19. Non crediderunt ergo Iudaei de illo, quia caecus fuisset et vidisset. Donac vocaverunt parentes eius, qui viderat, et interrogaverunt eius, dicentes, hic est filius Vester, quem vos dicitis quia caecus natus est? Quomodo ergo nunc videt? Therefore the Jews did not believe concerning him that he had been blind and he had seen until they summoned his parents, the parents of him who had seen, and they asked them, saying, "Is this your son, whom you say was born blind? Therefore, how is he seeing now?" I think the only difficult thing about this pair of verses probably is a little bit of unusual syntax when it comes to things that we might not expect, particularly, again, if we've learned Latin based on classical usage primarily. In the Vulgate sometimes, for instance, when intellectual or emotional or perceptive things are related indirectly, people believing or understanding and that sort of thing, we can use quia with verbs in the subjunctive. That's just a thing that happens quite commonly in the Vulgate. It doesn't correspond precisely to classical usage. It's just a thing that we have to learn. So when we say, therefore, the Jews did not believe concerning him, concerning the blind man, that he had been blind, and we do have to notice still these pluperfects. He had previously to their not believing, which is already in the past. They did not believe that he had been blind and that he had seen, i.e., regained his sight, until they summoned the parents, the mother and father of him, and this introduces a subordinate relative clause, right? The parents of him who had seen, that is, who had recovered his sight. And they asked them, they questioned them, saying at that time, and most interpreters interpret this next chunk as a question, and I think they're right to do so, "Is this y'all's son?" There's a little bit of Kentucky for you. "Whom you all say," and again, we just need to kind of ignore quia for the sake of our English brains, because all it's doing is sort of, you can think of it as a type of quotation mark in the Latin sentence if you want. It's often, as we saw in the last set of verses, introducing just a direct quotation, despite what we might expect, "of whom you say he was born blind," that is, he was blind from birth. And they want to know, and this is the crux still, they still feel unsatisfied on this question, and the blind man himself is about to get frustrated with their repetitiousness. How, therefore, does he now see? The reason they don't understand is because they're unwilling to accept the explanation that has been offered.